Hi everyone, Dorota International nail artist and educator here, and today we are gonna be doing a rebalance on my nails. Really nice and easy design, have a preview of it in here. I hope you like them in a shorter version as well, so let's start. Guys, this is actually unbelievable. So they are 8 weeks old and I am actually embarrassed of them, so I had to kind of keep shortening them so they could survive. But we are gonna do rebalance and we are gonna turn it into that set. I actually quite like it, but Patrick was like, show me your hand. Oh my gosh, what happened to it? So yes, I'm going shorter just because I have pushed this set and the previous set for a quite long time.
How many weeks?
8 weeks, yeah, it's crazy. Like, this is crazy actually. And I did had to repair this one because we was on holiday and I was sliding on the swing, and the only way to save myself dropping inside the water was actually to hold it with my hand. So I actually ripped this nail a little bit. But you can see I have lost one gem. And yeah, I have lost one gem and I have been shortening them so you can see it like the feather is file away. Anyway, it's the time to rebalance them. My natural nails are extremely long underneath, and what I'm gonna do it is actually I'm gonna take this extension down to the length of my natural nail. So this is the length of my natural nail, so you can see it here. And I cannot wait to show you also those flakes because they are so pretty. They are absolutely amazing and they look so different in different angles and the light. I did also e-file this set from underneath because my natural nails have been so long that I could really feel this set. So that's another reason why I'm going a little bit shorter. Now, because this set is so old, I cannot pull the gems just whatever. I need to be very careful so I do not actually lift the actual gel from my nail plate. And what I'm gonna do it is I will just remove whatever is possible and the rest I will e-file because I don't want to risk it damaging my nails anymore. And you know, there might be some loose places because I have really neglected this set. That's it, probably. I'm not gonna file it anymore. So let's grab the e-file and then start removing the product from those nails. So everything will land on my hand anyway. And I really need to shorten them a lot. So also for the set I have used Perfect Rose and then I filled it with the Milky Pink. So I want to show you the lifting is here at the corner and this is just a lighter side because I have used lighter gel. And the lifting just jumped it out. Okay, now file all those gems. And I love the safety bead because it's so safe but at the same time so powerful. Patrick, please watch your eyes. Caviar beads, they always jumping the most. Okay, I'm jumping also from nail to nail to don't feel the heat fraction because obviously they are metal beads and that will produce lots of heat. Again, jump to another nail. Here you have to be very careful so your bead don't jump and don't catch the natural nail, so I'm changing the angle. Okay, so the gems which are on the top, I'm filing that direction. And then again, give it a little rest. This one might be actually lifted. This is always so time consuming. Okay, I'm gonna just give it a rest to my bead to cool down a little bit, because honestly, like filing all those metal beads, it will heat up really fast. And then what I'm gonna do it, now guys, you have to be very careful doing that, because if you would have a fresh set, so like on this one I had to sculpt a fresh nail because I almost like ripped it off. I'm gonna trim it only those nails with the cuticle, with the tip cutter. And you have to cut it, well below the place you need it. And you cannot I'm just too low. There we are. So you have to cut it just below the place you want it, and just a little bit, because the gel will crack. So usually what you can see, it did crack. So usually what I'm doing is like I'm doing in and out motion to make sure I'm only cutting a little bit. So you can see it, I still got lots of length to shape it, but I'm only trimming the end of it. Okay. This one is too thick, I'm not gonna trim it, and I might try this one. That was perfect. It saved me so much filing. And I'm not gonna cut this one, because this one doesn't have those weaker point. It's entire fresh extension, so it's kind of without a weaker point. And this one is lifting too much, so maybe I'm not gonna cut it too. But I wanted to show you that, because it's quite a good time saver. So this is what I usually do if I'm doing removal, or if I'm just going back to natural nails. Okay, my e-file is ready. And I need to remove quite a lot of product, because we are gonna encapsulate those flakes, and because they are my natural nails, I want them really nice and thin, like really as thin as possible. I cannot believe it, I hold it on 8 weeks, and I could feel them. I could actually really feel them. It was, I was just finding a time for a new set. You could also e-file, and that's what I'm doing, the end. But I don't want to cause too much of the friction, because that can lift the product off the nail as well. This is actually a really difficult set for rebalancing, because the nails are so old and because I've got so many gems on it. And because it is, I want to show you that, look at the thickness of those nails. Like, I mean, at the end, so when I'm doing the nails, you guys saying like, oh, they are so thin, but they are actually extremely thick. Again, I like to show you always that. And if I would shorten this nail, it will become even thicker, because all the bulk of my product is just in the right places. And this is a bead I have used actually for a Swarovski pixie removal, for a gems removal, and for a rebalance of my nails, like for so many times, but it still goes nice and strong. This is the reason why I love them, because they last you so long. We are almost there. I'm very careful in here, again, because we are very close to the natural nail. That looks actually so messy. Okay, remove the remaining lifting from this nail. And this one is almost ready for yeah, it is ready for a hand filing. Remove the lifting from that corner, remove the gems, and then this one is gonna be ready too. And a little bit from the thickness. Okay, that's me ready. So the next step is to grab the file and just start reshaping them. So normally when I wear my natural nails, I like them square, but because I had a coffin shape, my sidewalls are gonna be a little bit overfiled, so I'm kind of gonna keep it like a tapered square, almost coffin shape, like kind of almost on in between. This one actually might break off because I have e-filed it underneath so many times. Well, maybe not. And at the end, for that reason, because my C-curve isn't even like underneath, I will probably e-file those just to tidy up the hairline, because they have been filed already underneath. Okay, so at this stage I'm only shaping my free edge. And you can really see it, they are my natural nails underneath. It just shows you how much they have grown. This one is so wonky. I never do a final length as well, so usually I would just kind of reshape the free edge a little bit and remove the thickness from it and do my final length after I finish applying a fresh product. Okay, ready for the next step. So my next step is push back the cuticles. Actually, I can get rid of that as well. It's gonna be nicer for you without of fun and comfier for me because I can put my hand lower. Blue scrap to dehydrate the nail plate. Okay, so I have removed like the gems and the most of the products. Now I can dehydrate the nail plate, and the reason for it is like I don't want to bring in any oils which are on my nail plate. Gosh, they are natural nails, I can't believe. Push back my cuticles. And obviously because they are 8 weeks old, you can see there is so much of the cuticle in there. Both on the nail plate and on the nail folds itself. And as you guys know, I'm doing it on 2 stages. So I'm always cleaning everything what is on the nail plate. So all the cuticle which is on the nail plate, here, everything from here needs to be removed. And then the nail fold, I'm cleaning after I apply all the product and I finish my filing. And the reason for it is like I don't want to be that much exposed to the inhibition layer, also to the file as well. Okay, then the cuticle bit. And we are gonna remove the cuticle from the nail plate. Only from the nail plate. Okay, so this is not affecting much of my nail fold. It's mainly just to clean my nail plate. Put it back into the reverse and clean the other side. And see how much stuff is coming off. No pressure at all, like no pressure at all, guys. You don't want to create any holes or anything like that on your nail plate, especially that's this part. So this is a part where we've got the lunula, and the nail plate isn't fully, like, isn't this strong, isn't fully keratinized like the rest of the nail plate. Is much softer, very gentle area. Okay, also look at the angle. I'm not doing like this because I could create a holes. Like I am working quite flat, I would say. Perfect. Next step. Now I can trim only what is sticking out and might disturb me with the gel application, which shouldn't be that much. But I want to get closer here. So like here I am actually quite okay. I'm just gonna trim it a little bit. This one is fine. It's not gonna disturb me with the product application. Here I could struggle to get the product really nice and close, so I'm trimming it. Here I'm okay, and here I'm okay. Okay, now I need to search for any lifting and also prep my natural nail plate. So I love those kind of movement as well, where I can really reach all the places, blend the old product. Thin out the free edge as much as possible. And the reason for it is like we are gonna encapsulate the glitter and you don't want to overfile it too much. It doesn't matter a lot in this specific set because we are gonna apply French over the glitter. But in general, like if you ever encapsulating a glitters, guys, you want to make sure you've got the free edge really nice and thin and you have removed enough of the old product. This one is so uneven. Remove that lifting. Never keep like on any suspicious place. Even if you're unsure, I would leave it and I would go back, like file another nail and then check what is happening with it. Because sometimes during a filing, we can actually cause some lifting too. Give it scratches to it. Next one. So blend the natural nail with the old product. Remove the lifting from that corner. I am actually quite impressed, like, anyway, how well they lasted. It has been 8 weeks and I am really hard with my hands. Like, I mean, I'm doing so much stuff. As you can see it, I'm always covered in cuts and scars and everything because I'm so active with my hands and doing so many different things. So very happy they lasted 8 weeks. But it's not something I do recommend doing because for that reason I had them 8 weeks. I could almost feel them, like, you know, my natural nails have been too long and I could really feel it. So for that reason I'm going a little bit shorter this time, just so there is not that much of the movement. If I would sculpt a fresh set, I could probably go a little bit longer with the length of the nails. But I usually find it like the longer your natural nail is, the more movement it is. Like if your natural nail is cut, the nail doesn't move this much. But if the natural nail is very long, it keeps wobbling almost. So I do not recommend it like when the natural nails are to have the natural nails for too long. Okay, this one is far too long, but I don't want to cause that movement because I could lift the rest of the product, which is actually on that nail, and I don't want to do that. Final re-inspection of those nails, and I can see it maybe a tiny bit of shine in here, tiny bit of shine in there. Okay, clean them, clean this mess, and then we can move on. Grab the blue scrap and dehydrate really nice and properly. Okay, so that's the filing done, and now we want to make sure everything is dehydrated well. An extra nail prep, and we are gonna go with this gel and those sparkles. Like, this is crazy, guys. Like, I'm just gonna show you those colors. So I've got the blue one, and they are going into orangey pinkish, and the pink one, and they are going into yellow greenish, but they look so fantastic, like absolutely amazing. Okay, re-inspect those nails, and after doing the wipe, I like to do it one more clean with the dust brush and then my extra nail prep. Okay, so an extra nail prep. Now I'm in a really quite nice and comfy position as well, so there we are. And we are gonna wait for it a couple seconds to dry. Grab the Milky Pink fiber gel. I'm so happy to read so many nice comments as well about it. Thank you so much, guys. I much appreciate it. Also, if you don't mind, guys, and if you bought our products, would you mind to give us a wee review on the Google, like for Desire Nails? I would really much appreciate that as well. So yeah, I would love that if you could, guys, do it for us. An universal air bond, and I'm gonna prime it twice, just because, as I said, I have neglected my nails a little bit. I mean, they're still quite good, and this will be a nice set to give them a little rest from wobbling, and then I can remove it and get myself nice and long set again. Picking up the scoop of the Milky Pink gel, and what you want to do it is you want to really massage it into your nail plate, like really properly, like almost pressing it into it. And look, I am almost touching the cuticle area. Like, I really want the product to be there, so it's everywhere. Almost, yes, almost. Like, it's almost touching. You cannot touch the cuticle area, but I'm almost touching it. Same in here. Here it looks like maybe even didn't clean it properly, or it's a dust particle which is stuck, so I'm kind of avoiding this area, because later on I will blend it anyway. Pull my huge nail folds down. Another scoop. So this set was really time consuming in a matter of preparation, but actually quite fast to do it when it comes to the design. Sorry, I'm concentrating so much. Okay, mini apex. Because they are my natural nails and they are quite short, I want to have a little product in there. So just a wee mini apex. No apex in this one because I already have an apex. Wee tiny apex in here. And a small apex in there. Okay, this is a natural nail, so I will show you side view as well. I wanted it to be mini. And the reason for it as well is, like, we are going to encapsulate it with clear gel, so you cannot have too much, okay? Now we are going to start applying those flakes, and I want the blue one to be on the top part. Do not do a pressure. So you want to bring them in, but you don't want to press it because you don't want to squeeze your gel. Okay, very gentle. And also, yes, you will make a hole. So in my around the cuticle area, I've got just such a small amount of the product that I don't have to worry about it floating. Look how pretty it is. Almost like a magic happening there. Perfect. Straight away I'm going into the pinks. It is very warm today and here, but I'm still not worried about my product running because I've got only extremely thin layer around the cuticle area. So I can do all 5 nails. Look, this is not moving. You can clearly see that it is not moving. Okay, gel sponge. So quite often I would just grab a gel sponge and I might touch it up, but actually with those flakes you can see that they are so gentle that they are really flat to the nail. But if it's necessary, I can just touch it up like this. For a larger flakes of, look at this, is amazing. I love it. Okay, let's cure them, and we have to cure it for 60 seconds. Grab and wipe, and now we are gonna clean the brush and swap, guys, to the clear gel. Okay, so from milky pink we are swapping to the clear gel. Pick up a small scoop of the product, and what you want to do it is you want to just apply a nice and thin layer all over, and you can see those flakes encapsulated, so amazing. But I like to do it almost like twice, so that's why I'm doing those thin layer now, because I want them to be everywhere. Like sometimes when the lights shine, I actually don't have empty spaces. I'm also moving away those loose ones so the things looks a bit cleaner. And just gonna touch up. Let me close this one. And just gonna touch up. So this will also give me a nicer ombre. Again, I've got very little gel, so I don't have to worry about things running. But the thicknesses start happening. You can see they are a bit flat because we still need to build up the proper apex. Okay, everything is filled up nice. And I'm just finishing them off. So apply my apex and encapsulate everything. Okay, look at the thickness of it. Nice and thin at the end because I don't want much of it. Okay, that is plenty. Fill up that missing corner. And then I will have to e-file from underneath. Let's freeze it because now I've got more product, so I need to freeze the product so it doesn't run, okay? Couple seconds, that's it done. Clean it. And repeat. I always like to work on the slip layer, so it doesn't matter how many layers I do, I always apply the slip layer. And build up another apex. More, I can see it, I needed quite a lot actually on this one. Almost remove it from your brush, but do not lose the contact with the product. and start encapsulating. Okay, check the side view, it's already much better. So I don't want to drag this product anymore. I'm changing the way I'm applying it by pressing harder. I actually love it when I've got my natural nails because they can be so nice and thin. Freeze it. They almost feel different as well. Next one. So here, much less product, like because the nail already had some more product on it. You can see it. Pick up the scoop. Okay, check them all. That is quite good. Freeze it. And again, pick up the scoop. And check on apex area. Add it on. They look almost like an opal nails, and I had so much, I mean, it is opal flakes, but Maria, I also tried to call you as well, like you left me a comment, so yes, the flakes are for you. I had dilemma because I wanted to do the transfer foil and like kind of get this opal set, but then I decided no, I would just slap like a couple flowers and a French because it was a really hard decision on what to do with them. But I quite like them on its own. So like you could just shape them, apply the top coat, and really that's the set ready. They remind me a little bit of the Mermind as well. Again, and then I actually will try to show you the side view completely for this one. Do we have side view? Yes, let me move it there. Perfect. Okay, so contact with the product, and look, I keep kind of gap, like, so I do not press it down. And I'm working one side, other side. This isn't the normal way of working because I like to get the gravity to help me, but I just wanted to show you how it looks from the side view. And then I'm start removing it because I don't want any more product at the free edge. Okay, now let me see if I didn't miss anything on the sides. No, I didn't. Oh, okay, I didn't. Yeah, so let's cure it. Final cure of 60 seconds and then we can shape it. Okay, fantastic. That's them cooking. So close the products, like, so you do not contaminate them with the dust and you do not split them, because that's what I can sometimes do it. Grab an UV cleanser to remove the inhibition layer. So remove all this inhibition layer. Nice and properly. And I usually do it in I like to do it twice, like to make sure there is really no inhibition layer. Because everyone talks about, like, you know, curing gels properly and everything, and then removing even the inhibition layer. If you do not remove it properly, you're still kind of getting it into your nail plate. Nail folds, actually. That's why I do the cuticles at the end. Now get rid of some of those flakes, because obviously they are not, I didn't touch the cuticles, but it's kind of look a bit messy. So you can see they are coming off with the brush. But actually I don't care, like, what. I mean, what I mean it is, like, I clean it so someone doesn't think I have touched the nail folds. But actually, if someone thinks that way, I think someone doesn't know me. Oh gosh, hope that makes sense and I didn't sound terrible. The reason for it is, like, sometimes I get like a bad comments as well, because people watch just a tiny bit of the work, and I do things for a reason, like, and what I wanted to say by I don't care is, like, I learn from everyone, but I don't care about negative comments because otherwise that will stop me from doing the videos. So I am so happy with all the positive ones, and thank you so much, guys. Keep them coming.
It's not much.
It's not much of them, but you know, like...
Actually, I could say you are anyway lucky.
I am lucky.
Because usually every channel is... I'm not talking about just the Nils channels.
But in general, any kind of content.
80% bad comments,
Yeah.
20% good comments. Usually on the different channels. Not related about the Nils, of course, because I'm not watching that kind of
content.
Videos.
Come on, you do. You watch my channel. You've got enough. But no, what we wanted to say, like, yes, that is kind of like sometimes you get those odd ones as well. So now here I will need to, so this is my droopy nail, and I will need to e-file it a little bit from underneath, so you can see also the free edge is quite uneven. I cannot file it anymore from the top until I file the underneath. Okay, otherwise I would remove it too much from the top, but not enough from underneath. There is not going to be much of the shaping, to be honest, because I can do only so much. They are my natural nails, and natural nails aren't like so perfect. To get this shape really, really nice, I would probably go like even much shorter. And this way it would be possible to keep my natural nail really nicely shaped. Or I would have to like cut them down and just sculpt it fresh. But I don't want to sculpt it fresh yet. We are gonna do it next time. Blend always everything around the cuticle area. This blending prevents the lifting and also make your nails last. So make your nails last longer, and also is hiding the growth. So this way you don't see it that much. And then you forget you had nails for 8 weeks. Oh, it's terrible. But honestly, I do not recommend it. It's really, really so damaging. Now, what I did actually, see, I'm not hiding anything from you guys. What I did is like, I couldn't see it on this white background, so I put my hand against it so I could actually see it better. Now I can see it. This side needs a touch up. Okay, so sometimes when you're lost with the shape, get something darker. And I love when my clients actually wear a darker clothes, because I can really see it better, like how to file it. Now this one, so again, just taper it so little. It's kind of like a very tapered square shape, almost coffin, but we cannot call it any proper shape because they are a little bit overfiled. Those movements are always fantastic because they do smooth out so much of the surface of the nail, like in a nice way, kind of following the curve of the nail. To sort out this one, I need to go nice and slow and then lift that up. Overfile the glitter at the ends because I want the ends to be thinner, but it's not going to be visible because we will paint the French. That's me happy. Shorten the pinky because it was so long. But I couldn't file it anymore before because I was risking lifting the product off from it. And pink is always the most awkward one to file because you cannot hold it to stabilize it. And I love, like, when I'm filing, I like to actually hold my nails so they do not wobble too much. Okay, re-inspect them and touch it up further if it's needed. The apex is too high on this one, it looks odd. Oh, and quickly file the thumb. The thumb actually turned it out quite okay. Yeah, in general, I think it's actually quite hard to make a natural nails look perfect. As I say, they've got their own curvatures and they can grow down, they can grow sidewise. But I am quite happy how they look at the end. For a natural nails. Okay, next step. Okay, so that's me file them all nicely. And now we are gonna use white buffer. Just go in the middle. Nice and fast. Clean the dust and then we can perfect them with the gray buffer. And with this one, mainly I want to kind of blend even more around the cuticle area. Touch up the free edge from underneath. And then you just go around it like this. It does give really nice shape and nice finish to the nails. I think the reason actually why I had the previous set so long, it was a baby boomer and I could wear the baby boomer all year round, so that's why I didn't do them before. But now when they shorter, and maybe with the next set I will kind of experiment with some colors and do it a little bit more colorful ones, but then that's mean I need to get rid of them sooner because I actually quite like it a change when I'm wearing lots of color. Okay, they are shaped, but we need to still sort out the free edge. You can see it how ugly and thick it is. And I was already filing underneath, but before, so I've got like a bead and I'm just gonna file it so gently underneath. Normally, I am really not a fan of filing underneath. Let me check, we've got it. But it's just to make it thinner and correct a little bit the free edge. And it's mainly on those two actually. Let me check the thumb. The thumb could do. I'm not going to file it anymore because each time when I'm filing underneath, you're kind of getting rid of the smooth surface. And I find that actually by filing your nails underneath, you make them more prone for stain. So I like my nails to be smooth. Of course, they are not white like underneath, but they are more protected from stain if they've got those slightly shiny surface. Think about it like if you've got the nail which is filed, it will catch the dirt very fast, and if you've got the nail which is just smooth, it's not gonna catch the dirt this much. So that's the reason why I don't like to file underneath, and that's the reason why I'm not the fan of the dual forms and things like that, because quite often people just file underneath, and I think you cannot get a really nice results with it. Okay, I'm just gonna exfoliate a little bit more my nail folds. So this is to clean up the nail folds. I didn't do the nail folds before because I didn't want to be exposed to the inhibition layer from the products. Now I can just file it so gently. So I'm filing on an actual nail fold now. And usually I don't do it a lot. Like, to be honest, if you take a hot bath and you kind of that looks so much better. You soften your cuticles. You could take a towel after you drying your body, and you could just go with towel, and like all those kind of bits and pieces will come off. So usually I don't do it too much, but of course we need to trim the ones which are sticking out the most and which one we didn't do it. So this one I'm just gonna leave it. It will look nice once all those dust bits are gone. And then here I've got a little bit more to trim. So just get rid of that. And this one is gonna clean nice after the nails are done. Okay, remove those dust particles. Clean the nails so they're ready for the next part, which is our design. And I didn't want to overdo it, so I thought actually French is gonna be a best option for me. There we are. This is not gonna come off. And that's what we are gonna do it with a tiny bit of flour, like very easy and a simple one. Transfer foil gel, guys, is back in stock as well, by the way. I cannot live without of it. And then the watercolor brush. And with the watercolor brush, what I want to do it is just paint like 3 petals. My dog is snoring again. So 3 petals, and then here, you cannot see it, but I'm just doing a movement like one side, other side, and it's
visible.
Yeah, that's
No,
good.
not as like a clear gel, but it's visible the motion which I do it.
That's good then. Okay, so perfect. Once this is painted, I'm gonna cure it for, give it a flash cure, because I will do quite a few things at the same time. French gel, so that's it. It is the gel is freezed, and straight away I'm gonna paint my French on the nails which do not have the foil. So I want the smile line to be quite deep. Gosh, he's snoring so bad. Pull my huge nail folds down. And then paint the French. So find the middle. I know, unbelievable.
You want to be on every video.
Yes, he loves to be on every video. Now, because my nail folds are really deep, and I need to watch it for the product, don't touching them. I like to do it like one nail at a time and then freeze the product. It's actually quite difficult to paint this French because you cannot actually see it as clear as you would do it on a gel on its own. He's distracting me. Okay, this one is done, so clean that up. And cure it another 10 seconds. Pick up the French gel again and move on into another nail. So that gives me already a 20 seconds cure for my transfer foil gel. And I'm using D-liner brush. Now here I'm missing like a drop of the product, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna push that white gel in there, and then I'm gonna top coat it as well to almost fill up this space. So I'm kind of fixing my nails on every stage. So I have started like highlighting the height of my corners. And now I'm just joining them in and coloring in what I've got underneath. I know, yes. He's worse and worse. Like, he really distracts me so much because like all I want to do is laugh. Oh, poor wee doggy. He stopped. I think he was hearing we was laughing at him. Again, depending how fussy you want to be, you play with it. Either 1 hour or 3 hours. No, leave it, because sometimes you make a mess. So once you're kind of happy-ish, just leave it. Another 10 seconds cure, and that will make my transfer foil ready for transferring. So I'm just gonna grab gold transfer foil, 2, 1, that's it, ready. And cut a very small piece. This is actually a very simple design. I just didn't want to keep them that plain. And just transfer it. Okay, so this is a background for my flowers. You can see it, I just painted like 3 leaves. Okay, next part, a drop of the black gel. And just do inside the flower, not too big. I actually quite like because they are kind of gonna join in together. Freeze it and clean my watercolor brush. Because now I'm gonna pick up white. So to be able to pick up the white, I need to pick up white on my brush. And this is what I need to show you quite often as well. So like, even if I clean it, my white is gonna turn gray because some black was kind of almost like inside the bristle. You can see it, I still got quite a lot of black. So I like to clean it, always my brush, when I'm swapping the colors with the color I'm gonna use. And now I'm just gonna paint this simple flower. So the gold was first, then the black on top of the gold, and now white on top of the gold and black. And I'm just doing the same movement. So some of those petals are bigger. And some are just tiny. And again, it's a kind of design which you would say trust the process, because this first layer of the petals was looking so ugly. But after we added the next layer, things start looking much prettier. So very simple, easy flower. Freeze it. And now it's a time for a French on the missing nails. So again, usually I try to kind of do the corner of my smile line where my natural smile line is. So this is this corner here. This is how high it starts. Then it is easier for me to don't get lost. This is how high it starts. Find the middle. So usually I'm indicating the middle below, or sometimes I don't, like, you know, depending how confident I'm feeling painting that French. And now what I'm doing is remove the excess from your brush, so you've got nice and sharp tip. And you're just joining that in. And then what else oh gosh, my brush. Then what else I like to do it is lift my finger like a little bit higher up, so I can actually see it as well, like where my French is going. And then color it in. Another good way of painting a French is painting the V shape and then just joining it in. So V shape. And now just joining it in. I love my nail folds. This one is okay. This one is not that deep. So this smile line is not that deep. Still not that deep. And this is when you start messing up with the things. Yay, fix it. And then on the fan. and color it. I used to quite often do the French with the angular brush as well. Which is quite easy too, but it works different way. You kind of pushing the product against, and with D-liner brush you painted it on. Check the client view. Perfect, let's cook them. And then start closing your products and grab the top coat. So again, because of my deep folds, I like to actually do it at 1 or 2 at the time. Because what I can do it is like I can almost push them down and they will stay like this for like half a second. So I can start with the pinky. And then tiny bit more so I don't have a jump from the French. The next one was this one and the index finger. And again in the middle. And kind of let self-level the top coat so it gives you smoother surface. Freeze it 5 seconds and then we can apply the top coat on the other 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But look how sparkly they are. Honestly, even on its own, I think it still looks so pretty. Now, I really also don't like when I'm doing a French, the hairline to be covered with the French gel. So at the end, I would always touch it up with the file. But also look how neatly we managed to apply those glitter flakes, like how close to the cuticle. And you could see it again, I did the top coat in the middle, re-inspect it, give a final 60 seconds cure, and then I show you how I touch them up at the end. Fantastic, so that's them all nicely cooked. And what you want to do it is, you can see it like even here, how ugly the free edge is. And I find it, and even messy like this, I find that this is actually something what most of the beginner nail techs doesn't do. Look, it's 2 touches of the file and things look so much prettier. Okay, so just touch it up, just like this. And I feel like it gives them sharper, like look, this looks messy. Nice and pretty. You have to just make sure you, like when you're shaping the nails, that the hairline before painting the French is quite even. Because if you touch it, so if it's not even and you touch it with the file, you'll actually make the things worse. If it's even, you will improve it. Okay, so I will do that, and overall the nails look sharper and nicer. Clean everything, and basically normally when I'm doing salon nails or nails myself, I do clean it like this firstly, and then I go and wash the hands. Like this is quite important as well, to wash the hands from any dust particles and the things. But I want to show you how this set turned out from my very old nails and how my natural nails look now, because they are actually quite long. For natural nails, I would say they are really long. I'm also proud how my right hand done with left hand turned out, because before, in the past, I couldn't actually do anything with my left hand on my right hand, and now I can just do quite a lot of designs. So you can see them. They're really nice and flat, like with quite strong apex, but nice and thin, and I actually love it. I just want to show you because they look too greenish, but they are actually, I was seeing the other hand in the daylight as well, so they are quite pink and purple, all sort of different colors, very sparkly, like extremely sparkly. Oh, that's a nice view. There we are, Patrick, I've got a nice view. Blue, there we are, it's more visible now. And then different colors shifting. So very, very interesting look because of those flakes. And I hope you guys find this video informative and you have really enjoyed spending time with us, sending you huge glittery hugs and looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!